We may see the Pentridge Rising as one of the first attempts in history to mount a wholly proletarian insurrection without any middle class support. The objectives of this revolutionary movement cannot perhaps be better characterized than in the words of the Belper street song: "The revolution is begun." The attempt throws light upon the extreme isolation into which the Northern and Midlands workers had been forced during the wars, and it is a transitional moment between Luddism and the populist radicalism of 1818, 1820 and 1830, 1832. Even without Oliver's patent provocations, some kind of insurrection would probably have been attempted, and perhaps with a greater measure of success. We can see the deposition of one of those deeply involved, James Birgin, that he had no doubt that insurrection would have broken out in various places in Nottingham, Yorkshire, Lancashire, and Staffordshire without Oliver's intervention. Indeed, in the Crown's view, not Oliver nor Mitchell, but Thomas Bacon, who himself had travelled between Nottingham, Derby, Yorkshire, Lancashire, and Birmingham, was the main instigator of rebellion. This offers, in terms of realpolitik, a thread of justification for the actions of Sidmouth and the government. Believing that some outbreak was inevitable, they determined to handle it in such a way as to exact an example of terror and punishment which would silence, once for all, the monstrous sedition of the lower orders. But this is not to suggest that, in any circumstances, in 1817, a working class insurrection had any hope of success. Every detail of the story illustrates the weakness of the revolutionary organization and the lack of an experienced leadership. The testimony of the Nottingham informer, who was also evidently employed with the knowledge of the town clerk and of Sidmouth in a provocative role, illustrates the position of reformers in 100 industrial villages. On 6 June, he visited Charles Smith at Arnold, formerly a notable Luddite center, and began to talk with him about the job and asked him if he had got anybody ready. He said all the town were ready if there was a probability of succeeding, but he did not think there was a chance. He said there could be nothing done unless they were properly organized and had a good leader, and he advised me to keep clear from the hands of justice, as the intended attempt would only get many hanged. A week previously, Smith had told the informer, "He has read of many revolutions, but none that succeeded without the cooperation of some great men, and he thinks there are not any to aid the present proceedings."